I guess first I'm proud of how we fought back. This has really been a challenging week. We've had a lot of time teaching people different positions that they've never played before. We knew that this is certainly going to be a task for us. And we talk about adversity starting the season, and this is it, right? So, but I'm so proud of our team's fight. I thought we gutted it out. I think we played great defense in that second half. It got away from us in the second quarter. But again, you're down at the half, and then you come up and get a 1-point lead, and it just shows what we can be. And I think we've been talking about progress. I think we've got a really tough schedule to start the conference season off, and for us, it's just we can't worry about anything but what's in front of us. And I think we showed progress at times tonight, and it's a loss, but it's not because we didn't show up tonight. I thought we put everything out there.
I don't think that it's just you can look at the stat sheet, and the stat sheet can tell you a completely different game than what we actually witnessed today. I'm curious to hear what are the things that you thought stood out the most that y'all did really well that does not show up on that stat sheet with this team?
Communication. We really defensively we thought we're going to have to switch a lot of screens and not give them threes on the look. And I thought we communicated tremendously well on that, and they just didn't get a lot of stuff they normally get. God, we had so many people out of position, and they just did a great job of guarding. Arena guarded the point guard for a while. Arena's guarding 5. I thought we did such a great job of just being gutsy, and we made a couple changes, just some traps and some things like that from the bench, and they went out and executed. We drew up 2 plays during that, and they went and executed. And I just think that really shows a lot of maturity.
Coach, why did the second quarter get away from you guys the way it did?
We just couldn't make a shot. We shot 12%. Obviously defensively, we could have done a better job, but it's hard to have defense to outlast 12% shooting, and that's got to be the lowest of the year, I certainly hope. But again, we go to the locker room. Our team has had such a great attitude this week. I think you could duck your head and not worry, oh my God, we have no chance or whatever. But I think they've had such a great attitude. And, Marta learned the top of the zone yesterday. She's never played up there. So she learned that the other day. And so, I think it's all about how you approach it. And, we just went to the locker room and showed them a few things, and they came out and executed. And that just shows a lot of heart.
And that was going to be my next question. What did you tell them at halftime that precipitated the big run in the third quarter?
Well, I walked in and they were talking about it, that they weren't playing well. They were talking about it. You can ask them. And I think they were talking about they can do better. And, I just think it was, just maybe missing shots and letting that get to you and all that. And but the great thing is you come out of the locker room and we talked about each possession. And I thought we defended really well. We didn't foul. We rebounded better in the second half. Everything we got, we had to earn. They didn't give it to us. And I thought our team did a super job of that.
And go ahead, I'm sorry.
From a player perspective, both of you, I thought y'all did a lot to sacrifice your bodies. You're still trying to recover and get your ankle healthy, and you were just flying from coast to coast, essentially. Talk about, the shift in mentality, especially when 0-3, that doesn't mean anything. Your conference play, anything can happen. So talk about the shift in mentality that's keeping the energy extremely high. You had 6 players play the entire second half, and y'all played like you had an entire bench. So, yeah, talk about that.
Honestly, I think it's a pride thing, and it's, for me personally, I can tell you I don't have an ounce in my body that I didn't leave on the floor there today, and that's how I always want to play, and that's how I think we played the whole game. And we were down 20 at the half, and again we locked in and we said, okay, it's a pride thing. We're not gonna let them just cruise through here. And yeah, we're fighting some adversity, we're fighting some injuries, but I think every single person on this team is so important. And even for people who didn't check in today, or the ones who checked in for just a few minutes, next time they doubt themselves, I want them to watch this game, and I want them to know, maybe if they didn't even check in today, they did a hell of a job to help us prepare in practice. And every single person, is so valuable for this team and can help us move forward.
I'm just curious, what were you guys talking about at halftime? Coach said the players were talking amongst you guys, just yourselves. What were you guys talking about? What were you saying?
You know, we were saying that we need to continue to communicate better on defense and make sure we don't give them easy shots. And then on offense, we felt rushed and we felt like, you know, we were not taking the best shots we could. So we said, okay, like let's execute our plays. Let's come down on offense, get the best shot we can, and on defense, like really lock in. They're a great offensive team, and we got to make sure we communicate and, you know, stay locked in the whole 30 seconds of the shot clock and defend it the best we can.
Did you agree with the charging call with about 30 seconds left or whatever it was, 37 seconds
You
left?
know, I'm gonna go back and watch that.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty physical. I didn't think those whistles blew a lot, so it was tough when they did. But I mean, that was really physical. I mean, you go inside. I thought Arena really tried to do a great job in there and being physical, and yeah, there's so much displacement on there inside, and you know, we just fought through it. I thought we played tough, and you know, I like to see some things go a little differently. But again, I think as a coach, sometimes you go is if you put it all out there, you can sleep. You know, and I think they did.
Coach, did you make it a? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Hannah, you know, again, I talked about you being all over the floor, playing very physical game, guarding everybody on the floor. I'm looking at, you know, you had 16 total points, 6 rebounds, but only 2 fouls, and I think that there's a level of focus that y'all have to be able to not foul very much until the end of the game. So talk about that part of the game and just how y'all were able to defend and score and just continue to keep the momentum up.
Yeah, I mean, defense was definitely our focus this game, and this team is a good offensive team running their plays, but they're not super great finishing underneath the basket. So we talk about walling up, not fouling. So those were really emphasized in practice this week, and we were going to be switching on to people. I was guarding the 5, sometimes I was guarding the point guard. So it's really just like locking in and focusing on those defensive parts.
Coach, obviously, Levy, 23, had
Yeah.
big game.
She just came up with a really big game at Charlotte too.
Yeah, she had 24.
Yeah.
So I was just saying, looked like you did a little better against her in the second half. Every now and then I saw you trapping her and stuff like that. Just talk about the adjustments you may have made against
Well,
her.
obviously they didn't work very well. She had 32 points, so I don't know if that really worked. But
21 at
you know,
halftime.
here's the thing is, I don't know. Check the stats, but I don't know that she's made a 3 or she's very like she had made a 3 all year, right? Is that true, Tiff?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, she made one today.
She made one today. I was gonna say when she hit that, I'm like,
Before.
oh Lord. You know, she's 6'2", and she is that jumper, and it's just really hard to guard her on that.
Quick too.
And you know, she made plays. I didn't feel like. I mean, the good thing for us is I didn't feel like we really broke down as much as she made some plays, and that's what you gotta have. Like you just gotta have. You know, if people come up and make plays against you, then you got to make plays on the other end. Yeah, but she had a super game, and you know, one of our goals is. I mean, I thought 5 was as good a score as we. How many times has she been in double figures? And we held her to 7. And I'll tell you, Marta, that was her assignment today. Now we switched out a lot, but I've never seen Marta play defense so hard. You realize your teammates from the past would be so proud of you. But again, I mean, they were locked in to make sure she didn't get a good look, and I thought we did a great job there. It's just, you know, Levy took over.
Coach, also I want to just touch on the injuries to Kyra and
Kayla.
yeah. What they're both knee injuries, right? There's one.
Kayla's a hamstring.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I think it's day to day when we know. I mean, they'll be back. We just don't know when. You know, I'm glad we have a week now to get ready for the next game instead of the 2 days we had for this one. But you know, I think we got to prepare as if we don't have them, and if we have them, I think that's a bonus.
So Kyra's a sprained knee, or
Yeah.
Good. That's at least not ACL. Man.
No. I mean, she'll be back.
Yeah, great.
But one thing I did want to congratulate Marta on her 1,000 points.
Oh, yeah.
She got her shirt on there. And, you know, I guess we got another one that's not far away over here, so she's not far. But
It did take me 6 years.
you didn't play all 6 years. You did not play all those years. You did not.